In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Half a day, everyone. Nestor Licanto here for another segment of In Full Zoom. First of all, let me introduce our guest today. From top to bottom, we have Joe Roberto of Island Tinting, and Ryan Mummert of Untitled Guaranty, and Isaac Duenas, of course, from Grab-N-Grub. Half a day, gentlemen. How are you?
Good.
Good. Let me just set the table here and ask each of you to kind of just describe your business and how you fared so far during this coronavirus crisis. And let me start with you, Joe.
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. Truly appreciate this. It's an awesome way to give back to the community and share with real life stories about what's going on in very real time. What we've done, I'll tell you, some people may think it as very negative, but it has provided us with a huge opportunity to really clean house. We're taking all the necessary steps to be prepared, be ready, and it's looking good. It's just the unfortunate fact, being of the private sector, we didn't have a choice but to furlough our staff. So it really is a blessing and a godsend that the federal government's SBA program, that PPP loan, we received it, and now we're able to bring back our staff, even though we're not even tinting or detailing any car. But we are a full service tint shop, an auto detailing shop. We tint all kinds of things, from cars, boats, buildings, houses, you name it, we can tint it. If it's glass, it can be tinted.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Joe. Okay, Ryan, you're next. Tell us about Title Guaranty.
Sure. Thank you, Nestor, and thanks for giving us an opportunity as well. Title Guaranty is a title and escrow company. So that means basically what we do is we facilitate real estate transactions. So if you're buying, selling, or refinancing, most likely you'll come into contact with us. We research your title and we make sure everything's good to go. And then we insure it to make sure that there are no claims against your title moving forward. And if there are, we're there to defend you. Because we operate in support of banks, it's a strange dichotomy with kind of us, because we're essential with the services that we provide with banks, but then real estate was not declared an essential service. So we kind of split the middle there. So in service of realtors, we haven't been able to do much because they've been basically shut down for basically the whole 6 weeks. But in service for banks and refinances, especially with what the market's doing, rates are really good. So people are refinancing all the time. So we were able to facilitate those transactions, even though the Department of Land Management is closed. And one of the ways we could do that is because we've made some heavy investments in technology that allows our team to work remotely. So we close our doors effectively that Monday, Monday the 16th, I think, after the shutdown order. And we've been working remotely essentially ever since then. And because we've been in business since 1963, we have a huge storehouse of data and records. So we're able to operate independently of land management, even though they were closed, and provide services. And, actually it's a great opportunity for us as well, because it allows us to use our tools and kind of flex our muscles and show how the technology that we've adopted can succeed and thrive in the new environment. And I think it's just going to behoove all businesses to leverage the technology that exists, because there's a ton out there that, Guam's kind of old school in a lot of ways. But I think this will kind of propel us forward into kind of the new era.
Yeah. And speaking of leveraging technology, Isaac, tell us a little bit about Grab-N-Grub.
Okay, so Grab-N-Grub, we're the new kids on the block. We're on-demand food delivery app, Guam's first on-demand food delivery app. So we allow customers to utilize technology, their phones, web portals to purchase food from different restaurant vendors, and we facilitate the delivery services island-wide as well. So we deliver everywhere. So yeah, in terms of different procedures that we're taking on ensuring that the public is safe is obviously ensuring that our drivers have the proper protective equipment, face masks, gloves, hand sanitizers, things of that sort. And then we also get daily reports of their temperatures and things of that sort. So we know that we're constantly moving, we're constantly delivering to people. So we are taking those extra steps to try to ensure the safety of the public. So yeah, and yeah.
It's been going good. I see a lot of it. So that's one thing people on Guam want to do. We want to eat, right?
Yeah, it's been going great. I mean, since the lockdown, we've seen huge increase. We literally just launched in January 28th. But make no mistake, this was a project that was a year and a half in the making. We literally screwed up building the app 5 times before we got it right. So. We do utilize technology heavily, and during this time, and it's a perfect timing, and we were allowed to not only grow exponentially but also help our community in ways I didn't think we'd be able to when we first initiated everything. So I'm happy with everything. I know a lot of our customers are, and it's been a blessing in disguise. This is an unfortunate situation, but we've managed to throughout this whole thing to grow and allow family, people who are driving for us to support their family, other businesses, restaurants to as well keep their staff on and handle their stuff. So we're really happy to be in this position and happy to be able to provide revenue to these people and keep things afloat a little bit, as well as help the people who are in need and need our services, and also simple things like a meal. So we do a lot of donations and things like that. I think are put the cherry on top of everything. So yeah,
and I think a lot of the restaurants appreciate your business because it really helps them out.
We appreciate them very well too, very much.
Great.
Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises Inc. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises Inc.
Joe, let me ask you, I know May 11th is going to be a big day. That's the projected date when we're going to start to reopen this economy. I understand that you've been preparing your business for that. Can you explain?
Yes, sure. For the past few weeks, and especially since just this past Monday or Tuesday, we brought our entire staff back on, and we've completely redesigned our office. It's from 5,000 square feet of that square footage. We brought it to where there's minimal customer interaction. There's the social distancing order in place. We have 3 sanitization places or stations, hand sanitize. We have 4 wash bay areas for our staff. We have, but there's certain things that we had to limit as well. For many years, it's really been by appointment only. So this is nothing new to us. And as licensed contractors, we normally go through a monthly and weekly safety briefing. Now we've implemented a daily safety briefing. So every morning we spend at least 3 to 5 minutes going through some safety measures and just keep reminding ourselves. We our operations base for the auto detailing side and tinting side, we completely took everything apart. We painted the walls, we sanitized everything, we cleaned everything, and we put it back. And our staff, I mean, I walk out and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. In a way, I'm grateful and thankful, but at the same time, it's like, why couldn't we have done this before? So we're all, we're taking it with stride, but I truly believe we're taking every necessary step to make sure that we stay healthy, we stay safe. We too want to go back home to our families, and we want to make sure that our customers, when they walk in, they are safe. and we've dressed up the place to where it's comfortable, it's well lit. Practically every 10, 15 feet, there's a place that you can sanitize your hands. So we also made use of some of the this bomb blast material we have. It's 12 mil thick. It's about 5 feet tall by 100 feet long. We cut some pieces up, and we created our own shield with it. It wraps around the entire counter. So, just imagine a shield 5 feet tall, 12 mil thick. I mean, this is meant for bomb blast protection. We we do this for a lot of military.
You're not playing around there.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you enter our shop, our office where customers go, there it's like, wow, it's just secure, and it's all meant to make sure and assure our customers when they walk in, they're like, whoa, they will feel completely safe, and our staff as well. But I stress to the staff, we have to assume that everyone that walks in there is positive. So with that mindset, we just sometimes when you put fear within yourself, it just keeps things in the up and up. You're always making sure that everyone stays safe, and that's why I stress that safety briefing every morning is just so important. And being that licensed contractor for many, many years, we've been taught that by OSHA. We've been trained by large contractors. So we're just following those steps, the OSHA guidelines, CDC guidelines, things of that nature. It's something we're already used to, and we're doing it.
All right, great. Hey, let me move on to you, Ryan. I know that as a title company, you're kind of the middleman between the financial institutions and the real estate industry. So you have a little bit of visibility. Actually, you probably have a lot of visibility on what the real estate market kind of looks like right now. Could you give us some insight and maybe somewhat your idea might be for the future of the real estate industry in the short term?
Well, in the short term, meaning the next 30, 60 days, just assuming we reopen on the 11th, right, or within the next 2-3 weeks, I think there's some pent up demand. Transactions that have wanted to close that haven't been able to, or houses that people have wanted to buy but haven't been able to because real estate has been declared non-essential. I think we'll see an initial surge, but then it will all depend on what happens with the economy moving forward, right? And we've seen, I've been reading about bubble tourism and everyone wanting to do short hops. So that could be to our benefit, because our markets were probably eroding a little bit from Japan. So, but maybe now we'll kind of pop back up on the radar. But really, I think it's gonna be contingent on what happens in the local economy as far as what demand is for real estate. And I don't know. I mean, honestly, I tend to be optimistic. Construction is still out there. There are still projects out there. There are still new houses being built. Those services are still essential, and there is still a huge demand for housing. And even I've been working closely with the Guam Association of Realtors and the senators and the administration, trying to get real estate declared essential during the shutdown, because there are needs. People are coming here still in support of the COVID effort, and they don't have support to find housing. Service members are being transferred in here and they need to buy houses and they're not able to because they don't have the support, right? So there's still that aspect of the market, but a large part of our market was being propelled by foreign investment, and I don't know what that's going to look like moving forward. So I think it'll be uncertain, but I tend to be positive. So I'd like to think that yes, things will maybe not resume as quickly, but I think I've seen a survey done, and I think the majority of the market still thinks that real estate values will hold strong, and the demand for real estate will hold strong. So I think you can be optimistic about the future of the real estate market over the near term and hopefully the long term.
I was going to ask you about maybe deep pocket foreign investors looking at Guam for maybe some cheaper, for lack of a better word, opportunities. That you don't think that might be the case?
Well, that's always been on the radar, right? You know, the buying Guam real estate has always been from a price standpoint. The entry level has always been lesser than, say, buying in the mainland or New York or someplace else, right? And it's closer to home, so it's easier to manage. It's more familiar, right? It's nice if you're in Korea or Japan or Taiwan to take a short hop over here versus haul all the way to New York or Texas or something to deal with something that you've purchased over there.
Okay. Isaac, you deal a lot, of course, with the restaurants. I know that the inability for them to bring in customers to sit them down in their establishments has been a real burden on them. What do you see for the restaurant industry going forward? Because it appears that for the time being, when we do at least the first phase of the opening, that they're still going to prevent the sit downs.
Yeah, well, I think we all can agree that things aren't going to go back to normal anytime soon, you know. So I feel at least for us, you know, this is something that's going to be prolonged, you know, beyond, you know, this year, if anything. And I'm hoping I'm hoping for business it stays like that. But either way, you know, I don't think it's going to go back to normal. So I think this is a viable option for people as well as the restaurants. So with that being said, I know with everything going on, it would be hard. So, man, I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought real quick. Question again. I'm sorry. I need that question one time.
How do you think the restaurants are going to fare going forward in the short term? Because, you know, at this point, I don't believe that they're going to allow the sit down just yet.
I think they're going to fare. I think they'll fare well. What we're seeing with a lot of restaurants is even their takeout, it's still doing pretty good. And when we're looking at the numbers, I think we still account for, you know, 20 to 30% of their revenue. So we're still seeing that they regardless of the situation, everyone else around them is adapting. We're all adapting to this pretty well. So I see that even in the near future, even though people aren't able to physically walk in and be in there, they're still going to thrive. They're still going strong. So and people need to eat. It's a necessity. So if they're not going to get delivered, they're for sure going to drive there and pick up the food they want. And these restaurants are getting smarter. You know, they're learning how people are purchasing and things of that sort. So the restaurants are adapting to it as well. So they're doing pretty good at handling that, and I'm not at all worried. It's beneficial for us for them to get it delivered and utilize our services. We are implementing a pickup service within our thing our app as well. So all in all, it's I think they're going to be great. I think they're going to thrive, and it's just going to be a little bit different, but I see them still being able to stabilize and still being able to do the things that they need to do to ensure that they continue to grow and continue to work through this whole situation, you know.
Okay.
In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
So I wanted to ask you, you know, during this downturn in the economy, so to speak, there's not going to be people with a lot of money in their pockets. And so, like the auto industry, for example, you know, maybe a lot of people may not be willing at this point to buy cars. And I know that in your business, you rely a lot on the auto dealerships because you have contracts with them for tinting. What do you see going forward for your business in terms of your dealings with the auto industry, for example?
You know, I tell you, Nestor, I don't know if I should say, but I'm going to be as honest as possible, because I think the automotive industry sees something that maybe not a lot of people do see. Because when was the last time have you ever heard of Guam receiving $100 million? When there comes disaster and tragedy, huge and massive opportunity also comes. And quite honestly, for those people that have been furloughed, such as my staff, they're going to be receiving $5,000, if not more than that, in the coming weeks. I mean, what is a person going to do with that? You know, and I've asked each of them, please take some of that money and save it. But for the most part, what do you do? Well, if you're married and you have kids, and you all of a sudden $5,000-$10,000 is thrown at you, and the economy slowly but surely gets back in there, you're going to spend it. So I think to fall in line with what Isaac was saying, Guam's economy, I'd say by the end of the year, 2021 is going to be a massive, massive boom if everyone just adjusts accordingly. And I think there's going to be a lot of people making the necessary adjustments in all industries, and whether it be the service, retail end, so on and so forth. And I shared earlier, you know, when I'm still waiting for these large companies to do something like this with hand sanitizers. They give this away for free. You know, I mean, umbrellas, like what a lot of the banks do, they give away free umbrellas. They're going to be giving away free hand sanitizers with their logo on it. There's so much. I maintain a level head, but at the same time, I feel that I'm extremely optimistic, or we have to be in some ways, because it's a way forward, and we cannot dwell on what is occurring. And it just, I see a lot of positive happening in the near term, slowly but surely. But we just have to maintain that level of safety and care for one another. And you know, that 6 foot apart, you know, make it 10 feet. You know, just stay safe. And let me ask you, Nestor, when was last time you've seen 100 million plus come our way?
Not recently, no. I really, yeah.
All I gotta say is bring it this way.
I really like your optimism, Joe. That's great, and I hope it does turn out that.
In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information. In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Wait, let me move to Ryan. Ryan, what do you think about people who say, you know, in the name of safety, health first, we may be opening up too early? Do you agree or disagree with that?
You know, we were one of the first ones to close. We took it very seriously. I do take it very seriously. I have 3 small children. I'm worried every time I step out the door, right? But I do think that with using science and using our capacity, it's going to be up to us to kind of step out and move forward, and you know, we just got to step up to the plate and do it, right? So is it too early? I hope not, but I'm going to be there, you know, and we're going to step out, and we're going to just move forward, and we're going to do our best, and we're going to take every precaution that we can to keep our staff and the community safe, right? But I do think we just can't hide from this thing forever. I mean, eventually we're just gonna have to step out and take the risk, right? And hopefully we're able to take the precautions that we need to take to stay safe.
Okay, we're running a little bit short on time, so I'm going to ask each of you just real quickly to break out your you know, your magic ball and predict what your prognosis is for your business and the economy of Guam in the next year or so. Isaac, let me start with you.
Okay. In terms of my business, I think we're going to expand. We're going to grow a lot more this year. There's a lot of growing. Situation's unfortunate, but we're here to adapt and move with everything, you know, and we're here to work with everybody. So I feel there's a lot of growth. I feel this time that we've been on the low, everyone, it's allowed us to recollect and revamp things a little bit more, and just, you know, see things, step back and be able to see things. And now that we're coming back into things, we can better approach things and handle it accordingly. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think of any of the businesses represented here today, yours was really the actual coronavirus was advantageous to you in a certain way.
Yeah, and we're fortunate for that. I mean, with everything going on, we were one of the few companies that were able to be propelled into everything and gain a lot from it. But we're also giving back a lot too. So it's a win-win situation all around.
All right, great. Joe, it's very hot out there. Step into your car, you need some change. What are you looking at in the next year or so? What's your prognosis?
Well, I think we all agree with, safety first always. It's been drilled in us by OSHA for many, many years. And I think every one of us and every company and every organization, every family member takes that to heart. We all have our nurses out there, our first line of defense there, the doctors, nurses, we all care for one another. We live on the same island. We're surrounded by a body of water. And at the end of the day, I truly believe that we're going to take care of each other. Our economic situation is going to go back eventually. And it's just taking it as it comes, but at the end of the day, it's safety first, family always, and we take advantage of opportunities. We see it, we help one another, and all our businesses. And I just wish, and I pray that a lot of people that have lost their jobs take this huge opportunity to see what's out there, what you can do for yourself. Start a company, compete with Isaac. I don't mean that's a joke, but it's such an opportunity. Buy a car, go to Isaac. See, now that you have a car, I mean, there's so many things that we could do to help one another. And I truly believe that it all will end up great if we just really listen to our hearts, pray for one another. And it's beyond our control, and it's not anybody's fault. We cannot blame anything for anything that happens now. We take that positive step forward, and we just do what is necessary to take care of ourselves, our customers, our families, and our friends. I just like to end it with Happy Nurses Month and Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we got to credit all our mothers. And let me let me just finish up with you, Ryan. What are you looking at for the next year or so of business here on Guam, and maybe even just talk about the economy in general? What you're seeing from your vantage point.
Well, like I mentioned before, I think for real estate there's going to be an initial surge and then a dip while everyone kind of figures everything out. But I think by the end of the year, I think demand will rebound and stay strong. I was in the business in 2008 when the economic crisis happened, right? And I was expecting the bottom to fall out, but demand stayed strong. Prices were flat and not increasing. But within a couple of years, we were just back on the train and things were climbing, and look where they are now, right? In spite of all the obstacles that we faced, including the H2, the lack of labor, the price of housing continues to climb. The demand for housing continues to increase, and the market stays strong. So I think in the long run, COVID's not going to keep the market down. I see good things moving forward.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a year that we will all remember. 2020 and the coronavirus will go down in our lexicon as, what were you doing in 2020? So, thank you all, gentlemen, very much. And
thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate your time. I think you need to feed your dog, Ryan. He's So we got Ryan Mummert here from Title Guaranty, Joe Roberto from Island Tinting, and Isaac Duenas from Grab-N-Grub. Gentlemen, appreciate your time and stay safe out there.
Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Prosper.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Nestor, Licanto, everyone. Thanks for watching In Full Zoom. We'll see you next time.
In Full Zoom is presented to you by Calvo Enterprises, Inc.